I'm Demetria Irwin for MadameNoir.com, and we're sitting here with the wonderful Mrs. Jackie Christie from Basketball Wives LA. How are you?
I'm wonderful. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for coming, East Coasting with us here in New York for Fashion Week. So Basketball Wives LA started off with a bang, literally a couple fists thrown, maybe a couple drinks too, I'm not sure.
Right.
So on the show, we see a lot of the women being really catty with each other and sometimes being cool. Are there any women who you actually like on the show who are actually friends of yours?
Yeah, I like all of them somewhat. We started out really close, and as the show progresses on, everybody will have to tune in to see what happens. But with 8 women, 8 different personalities, you know, me probably being one of the stronger ones, it's gonna be turbulent.
Okay, did anyone surprise you? Like you had a certain opinion beforehand and you got to know her and it was like, okay.
Yeah, Imani. When I first met her, we kind of butted heads a little bit, but then I got to know her and really adored her. I thought she was really sweet.
So in the very first episode, when Laura and Malaysia, it came to blows, and you got right in there as the peacemaker, like, no, let go of her hair, cut it out. Like, what made you just decide, like, you know what, no, this is not gonna happen, I'm gonna jump in there?
Yeah, I was on the phone actually talking on a business call, and I heard it escalating, and I got off the phone, I turned around, I was like, what's going on? And before, you know, I could really jump up, they was already kind of getting ready to tussle, so I ran over and tried to jump in the middle, and it caught us all off guard.
And you're no stranger to reality TV. You had a reality TV show before, some years ago.
No fighting, no.
Right, no fighting, way before everybody and their mama and baby mama had one.
That's right.
But were you prepared now? Like, this is very different. Was it what you expected with the show?
I mean, this is very different. It's you know, 7 girls and myself, of course, and doing it with the cast is totally different. Everybody has their own opinion, their own way of doing things. When it was just myself and my husband, it was our life and what we do. So I was like caught way off guard.
Did you watch, or do you watch Basketball Wives Miami?
I do. I didn't watch it until this year when they asked me to be on this show, and I started catching up on it to find out what it was about, and I liked it. I thought, oh, okay, because I actually can relate to some of the girls. But a lot of the drink throwing and stuff like that, I don't know. I've never been through that myself. If somebody throw a drink on me, it's on.
Right.
But, you know.
Speaking of drinks, which girls on the Miami cast would you like to have a drink with, and why?
Any of them would be cool, but I think out of all of them, probably Shawnee and Tammy, them two. Yeah.
Okay, great. So you have been married for 16 years, and you're talking about being kind of a mentor for the other women, and you get married every year.
Every year.
So when did you decide, well, obviously you've been getting married every year, but did you know beforehand that you wanted to have a wedding every year?
No, actually in '96 when my husband proposed to me, it was a Friday, and then we got married on Tuesday, and some of the people couldn't make it. So we said, well, let's get married again next year, you know, so everyone could come. And we just had a good time, and we didn't realize that the media would take it and turn it into some big, huge thing, but, you know, that's what we wanted to do, and we said, let's make it a tradition.
And do you have a favorite wedding?
This last one was my favorite because my mom wasn't expected to be able to be there. They gave her 2 weeks, and she was there, and I can't say much more, but it definitely was the most special. And then meeting these girls, you know, for them to be a part of it.
Okay, and what we see a lot on a lot of these shows with the professional basketball players or football players' wives and the mothers of their children is that there's this acceptance that if you're with a professional athlete, he's going to cheat, you just have to deal with it, just don't let me see her kind of thing. But you seem to have a different mentality. Tell us how that is.
Yeah, totally. I'm not going for it, and I just pretty much, I don't have to say, oh, you better not do this. He knows, you know, how I feel about it. I know how he feels about it. I think people stray when there's no communication. You don't really know what the other person's expecting. You get bored. There's a lot of different reasons.
Okay, and you have a book together. Tell me about, what can people find in this book that you and your husband co-wrote together?
We wrote No Ordinary Love, a true story of marriage and basketball, because we wanted to give our side of what was going on, how we courted, how he, you know, ran around just like any other guy, you know, having fun, sowing his wild oats. Finally, I said one day, you know what, I just want you to live your life and be happy, and, you know, I know we have a daughter together, but I'm moving on. I always kept my own identity, my own work. I didn't get in his business, get in his face. And then he, you know, he realized and said, no, you know, you're my life, and I was just trying to fit in, and I'll make you happy. I'll never disrespect you, and he's done that. So, you know, we wrote the book to show other couples.
Okay, but before we let you go, what can we expect? What can you tell us? I know you have contracts and all that, and you can't tell everything that's going on. But what can we expect for the rest of the season of Basketball Wives?
No, it's definitely a show of surprises. There's a lot of twists and turns. A lot of things that people think now is not going to be what they think by the end of the season. We started out with 8 episodes. it went to 10, now it's 13. So hopefully it'll continue on more seasons. There's so much to share, so much for people to learn about all of us. And I think there's lessons in everything.
Hey, well, thank you very much for sitting down with us. And you look fabulous, by the way.
Oh,
Loves
you
it.
too. Thank you. Thank you.
And thank you for tuning in. And you can catch us on MadameNoir.com, Twitter @MadameNoir, and our Facebook page.